So Edge of 17, which is this new sort of coming-of-age teen comedy, the debut as writer and director by Kelly Freeman Craig. And it's notoriously difficult to get kind of teen comedies right if you want to do anything more than just basically rehash the kind of Mean Girls, Dumb Jocks stuff that we've seen a million times. And I think that what I like about The Edge of 17 is that it does manage to get beneath the skin of its story, and at the same time as it's funny and entertaining, it's also, I felt, rather truthful. So the story is right at the centre of it. We have Haley Steinfeld's Nadine. Haley Steinfeld, of course, you will remember from True Grit, because you saw True Grit, didn't you? The remake of True Grit.
Yes.
Yes, fine, great. And who's terrific. So she's Nadine. She is this whip-smart malcontent who can run intellectual rings around her teachers, but she is finding it very difficult to fit in with her contemporaries, not least because she has a certain degree of contempt for contemporary culture and for the, for the company in which she finds herself. However, being the age that she is, she has also, she wants to fit in. She wants to perhaps have a boyfriend. There is a friend who is interested in her, but he's a friend rather than a boyfriend. Meanwhile, she has a best friend who, in the worst possible circumstances, she discovers is taken with her brother. And so consequently, her whole life is starting to fall apart and she's furious with everything. And she goes in to tell her teacher, played by Woody Harrelson, who is just brilliantly droll throughout the whole film, just how terrible her life has become.
Look, I don't want to take up a ton of your time, but I'm going to kill myself.
Wow, this is a lot to take in, Nadine. I wish I knew what to say. Well, I was actually just drafting my own suicide note just now. Dear everybody, as some of you know, I have 32 fleeting minutes of happiness per school day during lunch, which has been eaten up again and again by the same especially badly dressed student. And I finally thought, you know what? I would rather have the dark, empty nothingness. I really would. It sounds relaxing. Have a nice life without me.
You are so gonna get fired when I actually do it.
Well, not for sure, but I can dream.
You can tell. I mean, it's a terrific Woody Harrelson performance. Nobody does
That does sound like classic Woody.
It is, and nobody does that kind of fed up, drawling, acerbic. And yet, of course, what you know is that in fact he admires her because he can tell that she's really, really intelligent, and she, keeps calling him the worst teacher in the world and saying to him, but that actually during the course of the drama they are going to discover that there is, some kind of mutual respect. That in itself is not a plot spoiler. What I really like about this is, firstly, the dialogue is very acerbic in a way that reminded me of Diablo Cody's Juno. Some people complained when Juno came out. They went, well, teenagers don't talk like that, which I thought was, a kind of a very churlish complaint, because it's like teenagers don't talk like Ferris Bueller, probably. It doesn't make Ferris Bueller a worse movie for it. And there's absolutely, and incidentally, I think probably some teenagers may talk like that because, they're smarter than we were. And they're probably faster thinking than we were.
Are they smarter than us?
Yeah. Do you know? Is that not your experience?
I don't know. You'd have to show me some stats on that one.
Okay, I'm sure that there are some stats on.
Better educated, maybe.
Yeah, smarter, I think is the phrase. I like the fact that her dialogue is sassy and acerbic and salty and has a sort of real edge to it and has a real comic edge to it. And there are many moments in the film which are genuinely laugh out loud funny. There's also a nice role by Kyra Sedgwick as her very edgy mother, who is constantly trying to understand what's going on in her daughter's head and completely failing. But the thing that makes Edge of 17 a little bit special is that amidst all that, it also manages to do a thing of getting right that feeling of angsty adolescence. And it seemed to me, I mean, obviously I'm a man, so I can't say, well, I've lived through those things, but it seemed to me that its depiction of the traumas that the central character goes through seemed to be done with honesty and insight, and I believed in them. And that's the most important thing, because, we were just talking now about the constructions in Sully certain things in Sully feel artificial. It's not. I mean, I said I haven't gone to the transcripts of the original investigation, but they feel artificial. They feel theatrical. There are loads of things in The Edge of 17 that didn't feel like that at all. They felt organic. They felt, believable. And I went in with sort of fairly moderate expectations. I saw it with a very full audience who liked it very much. I think that Kelly Freeman Craig is definitely a talent to watch. I know a couple of other critics, like Wendy Ide, who's my colleague, who likes it, every bit as much as I do. And I thought it was. It's really worth checking out. It's easy for it to get lost in the shuffle, in which there's a week with so many other big movies out. But The Edge of 17, I thought, was really worth your time.